gorgeous Ian Waite.
Rent the crowd in again.
Rent a crowd, all Ian's students. It is a double whammy warm-up because, of course, our couples have 2 dances this weekend. They're shattered. Get you on out, mister. Come on.
Yes, look at this. It's not just a bauble on the end of my trousers. Look. Glitter ball.
It's a glitter ball, all
Yes.
Christmassy. I love that. Be careful where you put it. Okay, Claudia and AJ, we're going to talk about their first dances first. Finally got their 10, so deserved, last week. They're dancing a quick step. Is this looking worthy of top marks from what you can see so far?
Well done. It's very intricate step patterns, as you can see here. But with those difficult choreographies, it is more difficult to keep everything else in check. So, for instance, when you can see, like, there's lots of gapping going on.
Mind the gap.
And also, the leg length. Because AJ has quite a longer leg than Claudia, it's sometimes the gap's going to occur. So she needs to make contact a little bit higher up, further up the top of the rib cage, and then she'll have more leg room to go back.
Okay.
Do you see that long leg?
Look at the length. Not many people have that length of limb, though. There's not usually gapping when they dance the weekend, so it's probably just early days, isn't it? Danny and OT are doing the American Smooth. Now, last weekend, both Craig, Len and both said that he needed to work on his heel leads a little bit. Footwork looking up to scratch here.
Well, you know, with the tango, it's very important that those heel leads are seen. Now, with this is an American Smooth Viennese waltz, which is unusual, isn't it? Normally it's a foxtrot or something. We did that, didn't we actually? But obviously, with those Viennese waltzes, the ones always have to be a heel lead. He's doing those impeccably, so the footwork's very good. What I'd like to see from him is I'd like to see on the pivots a little bit more rotation in the body, because he leaves his left side a little bit too open when he pivots round, and he needs to get the left side around. See, I just twirl at the...
I know, look at that. The drop of a hat.
Drop of the hat.
Next up, Louise and Kevin doing a samba. Now, we know Lou is really good at grace and poise. How are Mrs. Redknapp's hips looking?
I think this could be a big challenge for her this week. I think she's going to struggle a little bit more with this dance. We haven't seen it before from her. She normally breezes through every week, but this is a more technical dance. The samba's always a dance which the females seem to struggle with, and I think, you know, she's going to need to work on those details. If she can just get a little bit more into the knee on the promenade runs, she'd be able to stretch that back leg. But the thing is with her, she's always got impeccable arms. Look at the finishing off.
Look at the finish on those fingers.
No matter what she does with those arms, they always seem to be very graceful and finished off.
Graceful and gracious, yes. Ari and Joanne doing a quick step to Are You Going to Be My Girl from Jet. Can this be good enough to keep them out of the dance-off?
Well, it's difficult to critique this, Zoe, because this is their first rehearsal in training. So Joe's just teaching him the step pattern, as you can see. But at the moment, there's a lot of gapping going on, as you can see, and also the arms are dropped. But it's more like a practice run-through, really, than actually going through it properly. So that's difficult. But what I will say is... that he's up on the balls of his feet.
Good boy.
And it's very light and frothy. So, I mean, that's what you want from a quick step. It needs to be kept light and smooth and just like hot coals across the dance floor.
Dancing across hot coals. Okay, second dances for all of them. Claudia and AJ are doing a rumba. We know they're brilliant at high energy. How are they going to do at this sensual dance?
Well, you know what? She's doing some really nice straight legs, which is a must in the tango.
Hang on.
In the rumba.
It's been quite a long few weeks.
In the rumba, but what she needs to do is she needs to settle into those hips a little bit more. It can look a little bit stiff if you're just straightening the leg. Just do it with me.
I'm with you.
So
yes, here we go.
Side, and then check and settle into the hip. Settle into the squeeze the sides. Settle into
back.
Back and settle, squeeze, side, straight legs, settle into the...
Do I look like I've had some kind of the Ministry of Funny Walks?
Yes.
Okay, sorry
It
about
is
that.
very difficult.
It is really tricky,
but
especially in these
she needs to have more hip action.
Okay, good girl. Right, Danny and OT are doing a salsa. Woohoo!
Yes.
This could be exciting. How's it looking?
Yeah, well... for Danny, this doesn't look as comfortable as we've seen him before, especially when we saw him do that samba, that tribal samba. Wasn't it amazing?
Yes. Well, how could we forget?
You'd think that this had a similar vibe to it, but it has a totally different technique, and I think he's struggling a little bit this week with that. So, who knows whether he can pull it out the bag by Saturday. There was a little bit of choreography there that went a little bit wrong, but I see that Oat is actually taking blame. So
the pros can go wrong.
We can go wrong. I know we're normally perfect, but we can go wrong.
Louise and Kevin are doing a tango. Now, can we see Kevin reach the final for the 4th time?
Well, do you know what, Zoe? I really hope so. I mean, it's looking tight and compact, just like my bottom. And lots of very staccato moves. It's great. And I love her head position here. As you can see, she's got a lovely head position out there. Now, the thing is, when she pivots, she brings her head in. So she doesn't get the full range and movement of the pivot. If she was to take the head out a little bit more, as she went round, she'd get more, she'd use that weight of that head to get her round.
Spin her round.
Exactly. So she'd go faster.
Okay, that is science, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And last week, Darcy was very impressed with Ore's control. Does his Argentine tango with Joanne look nicely controlled? Is this going to be a goodie?
Well, for me, it's looking sultry, sensuous, seductive.
Tick, tick, tick.
All the S's, just like me. And, it looks great. And I love what he's doing with partnering.
Yeah.
He seems to be holding her, shaping her. Look at that lovely line. I thought we could try it.
Can we try that? Okay.
It's a little bit like a throwaway. So you sit on my lap.
Sit on your lap.
And then
like
throw that leg away. Throw that leg away.
Leg away.
It. And now this arm comes round my head.
Oh, look.
Like that.
In this
and then this arm
fashion.
caresses my arm like that. And then just stroke me. Just stroke me.
Just stroke you? Where?
Yeah.
On the elbow?
No.
That's sexy. Oh, and it should look just like that, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it's done.
Oh.
That was our penultimate Ian Waite's warm-up. There's only one more next week. I can't bear it.
One more.
Isn't he gorgeous? Ian Waite, everyone.
Right.